Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Gift of Health Wellness. And I'm so excited for today's session. Just let us know like you are able to see us and hear us well. Okay, there you go. Thank you so much. And today, my guest is Alanna Jordan, and where she is talking about like weight management for families. As you know, like this week we are running the health bundle, and if you're wondering like what is this health bundle, like more than 83 resources are available, like where top experts, plant-based doctors, chefs, recipe creators, plant-based pioneers, fitness gurus, health coaches have come together and provided these resources. Like if you have to buy these resources individually, it would cost you $5,500. But just for this week, and it's just 4 more days left, where you can get this just for $49. And today, like I have one of the person who contributed to this bundle, Alanna, and this is her, like it's called the Weight Management and Family Health. What I love about this book is, oh my God, this is not only fun for the kids, but also adults. Like she has the pictures of uh, like different fruits, and a lot of people are not familiar with the produce. Like if you can see like where it's even like a coloring book, and like some of the things you might be like, okay, what is borage, or like what is endive, or like what is elderberry. And I just wanted to read this one because I really loved. She not only like have all the different produce, but she also describes like what you can do with each one. So here's she has something about uh, durian. I just wanted to read that because that was so amazing. Where is that? Okay, as I am, yeah. So it's about durian, and I'm just curious, how many of you know about this durian? So it's Durin. So raise your hands, like or just type in the chat if you guys have heard of this plant. So because and there are many more in this book, like where you would be wondering, okay, like what we can do with all those things. And she describes okay, so let me just read the description. So yeah, so this is something some can seem to able to live without despite the fruit's strong odor. Durian offers a rich source of healthy fats and vitamins, promoting heart health and satiety. Durian contains tryptophan, a precursor to the neurotransmitter serotonin, the hormone melatonin, and vitamin B3. Durian can therefore promote a greater sense of well-being and restful sleep. You can make a delicious custard by blending durian with coconut water and vanilla and then pop it up in your fridge to chill. I have seen some recipes that retain the durian nut in the blend since it is high in minerals. So as you can see, like this is a wonderful resource where you're getting to learn about different things, different produce. Unfortunately, in today's world, our kids don't know about the produce. They are familiar with packaged products, but when it comes to produce, so that's why this is one of my favorite contributions in the bundle, which I highly recommend that like you guys download and watch it. And I'm so happy that Alanna is here with us today. So welcome, Alanna.
Thank you so much, Shobha. It means so much to hear your kind words. I love that you were able to delve into the book and see the value there. Basically, my idea behind working on creating this book was to bridge the gap between I've seen through experience a lot of parents or adults that feel stressed out because they want to release weight, they want to get healthier, but they imagine that what they have to do is completely opposite to how they would feed their family. And so I wanted to present, a fun activity book where adults and children could, come together and think about fruits and vegetables and look at them and have these like simple like recipe ideas. I call them ideas because I wouldn't say they're like traditional recipes and where you have like quantities and all that. They're very like, spontaneous recipes for people to play around with. And then at the end of the book, there are some games that people can play and like, find fruits and vegetables you haven't tried or find some that you would like to try or, play with colors, play with words. Like, yeah, I wanted to make something that was a little bit outside of the box, even for my own kids, because I have twins who are 5, and eldest who is 7, and I felt like all of the coloring books they have are like, I don't know, about Christmas or they're
Yeah.
um about superheroes or, very like make-believe things. And I was like, oh, it'd be kind of cool if they had a coloring book where they could learn more about fruits and vegetables. So that was
Yes,
the
I
idea behind.
agree more. I can't agree more. I mean, this coloring book with fruits and vegetables, I would say it's a must-have for everyone. And I'm so glad that you created this, Alanna. This is much needed, especially for our kids. Like as I said, like not many are familiar with the produce. So that's why I'm so excited about this. So tell us about yourself, like what actually inspired you even to I mean, eat this way, or so like, is this something that you grew up with, or like how did you come into this path?
I grew up in a standard American a family who ate standard American diet. And my mother was always interested in health foods. It wasn't everything that she bought was definitely not a health food or organic, but she was interested in that type of a thing. And so she instilled the idea of healthy eating, in me at quite a young age. And I'd say I think around the age of 4, I started asking questions about where animal foods came from. And it was really traumatizing for me. There was this dissonance in me. I felt like I wasn't comfortable eating meat. I looked at it and it just seemed strange. And when I was 12, I decided to become vegetarian. No one in my family wanted me to become vegetarian. They were all afraid about protein and calcium and all that. And I just basically said, like, I'm sorry, but it's not your decision. It's my decision, and I have to do this. And so I was vegetarian between the ages of 12 uh, and now for 11 years, and I'm 45, so 34. And so when I turned 34, I decided to go vegan for moral reasons, ethics. And a few years ago, 4 years ago to be exact, after having 3 children in 2 years, and I had a lot of things happen in my family. I had quite a few deaths and illnesses, and I had 35 pounds to lose. I had like fluctuated my entire life with weight because my mother was also obese, and so it was kind of this like lifelong struggle of like imagining myself becoming overweight and yo-yoing. So basically, in a nutshell, even though I was vegan, I was having health problems and I had too much weight, and I was like, I need to do something about this. And so I turned to raw food, and I learned with a coach, how to become more balanced. I ate raw vegan for about 7 months, 6 or 7 months, and then I decided to go high raw. So I do eat cooked food today, but I have a focus on raw living foods. And so I try to just center, what I make around the raw foods. And that's what works well for me. So sorry,
Amazing.
that was a long-winded explanation.
No, that's good. That's good. Because like what you're facing is like some of the people face. And It's inspiring that at age 12 you could make that decision, because I can imagine like when it comes to parents, they're like, okay, no, you cannot do this, or where they're worried, where are you getting your protein and calcium? But like you were so certain, and I mean, you chose this path, so that is really inspiring. And for that, like you have been able to inspire other families, so which is great. And today, like you also help other people with weight management and like all those things. So that is really inspiring. So when it comes to like weight management, and like you did mention that for 7 months you tried this and you do a mix. So can you give us some examples of like what people can do or make, especially when they need to manage their weight?
Yes, of course, absolutely. I would say, firstly, like someone who wants to better manage their weight, I would recommend like not trying to make a brutal shift like all of a sudden and put too much pressure on themselves. I think it's good to try to identify like one or two things that they can do and just do that for a week and then maybe add one. Because I feel like a lot of times people feel very overwhelmed and they're like, nothing's going to work. And we live in a world where everything has to happen immediately and we're expecting these like immediate results. And so I think like firstly the mindset to just be like kind to yourself, choose one thing, add it, see how it goes, add another thing. I would say the first thing would be like focus on hydration because I feel like a lot of times we can be dehydrated and we mistake that for hunger. So I would like focus on getting the day, but especially the morning. A lot of people tend to like reach for the coffee or, tea with the caffeine and just kind of, I think it just kind of, it could start there, the dehydration throughout the day. So that would be one tip. Another one would be to get restful sleep.
Yes.
Because yeah, because if you're tired, like it can lead to, stress eating. And then like from a more like recipe standpoint, I would say like it could be something like switching switching your salad dressings to ones that don't have oil in them because there are several ways of making salad dressings that don't include oil, very simple ones like, using tahini or using avocado or other fruits and vegetables. And then today I wanted to do a little demo.
Yes,
So I don't know if
we are
you
all
like
excited for that. Go ahead.
the other advice I would have is like all dairy products tend to be high in fat and casein, it's been scientifically proven, is carcinogenic. And I think that also these proteins are harder for the body to break down. So if you could also choose foods that are like just easier for your body to digest, lower in fat, higher in fiber, that's what I would recommend. So I wanted to I'm going to move my my camera so you can see
Yes,
the
sure.
blender. And I
Uh-huh.
wanted to make two very easy recipes, and I think both of them are in my book. So I'm going to move this back like this. So the first recipe I wanted to make would be to make a simple almond milk. So anyone who has a blender at home can make almond milk really easily. You basically take one portion of soaked almonds. You want to soak the almonds overnight and like rinse them off. That way it helps reduce the phytic acid in the almonds. And phytic acid is an anti-nutrient. So that could create problems, it basically um, it can mess with your mineral levels in your body. So if you basically take one portion of the soaked and rinsed almonds and then 4 portions of water. And if you want to sweeten the almond milk a little bit, what's great about making your own almond milk is you're also like not getting store-bought almond milk where there are additives and preservatives in it. You can add, if you want like a date or two, I'm just going to add one in here. to give it like a little bit of sweetness. Sometimes I'll add vanilla. I don't have any today, so I'm not going to do that. I get pure powdered vanilla. So you basically just, I mean, a lot of people know how to do this, but some people don't. So excuse me if you know how to do this and this is boring, but for those that don't, just to inspire you to, keep it simple. So you just blend it up.
Yes, and this is such a wonderful way of consuming, substituting for dairy. So, like, if people want to substitute, and this, as you said, this is such a simple and easy way to make plant-based milk for yourself. So, yeah, thank you for showing that.
Absolutely. And so you can use a nut bag and strain out the pulp. But I also wanted to mention that I often don't strain out the pulp because usually when I make almond milk, I'll make like banana pancakes, like gluten-free banana pancakes. And I figure having that extra like, almond pulp, it's not going to really change anything. Or if you make it and if you eat it with granola or with fruit even, I mean you don't have to strain it out. So actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to pour it in this pitcher for my kids later. And I've actually made some really amazing raw vegan chai, kind of with the same idea by blending like herbs and different spices in with
Oh my
the.
God, that sounds so delicious. I can imagine when you blend all those spices and make blend the spices with almond milk. So I make a similar one which we call as badam milk in India. That's like one of the dish like where we add saffron, we add cardamom, and we also add different type of nuts like pistachios. And when you blend all the spices, it is, oh my God, it's so delicious. So and I'm so glad that you tried the chai as well. Yeah.
Yeah, chai is like one of my staples. Like for me, it's almost like a dessert. And I a blue, no, not a blue, a star anise chai that's really, really good. It's so good.
Yes,
It's actually
star.
going to be it's going to be coming out in my next ebook. So I'm
Oh,
excited.
wonderful.
So here's the almond milk, and then I'm not going to rinse this out. It's not a big deal. There's just a little bit of foam. But the other recipe that I wanted to mention, for those of you who love ice cream, but
Oh,
don't love ice cream, that's you. You feel bloated, or you're like, calories, or ice cream can be pretty expensive too. Like if you want to get a good quality ice cream, this is like the easiest way of making like, oh my gosh, so delicious, so many different ways of creating it. You can make ice cream with frozen bananas. We call them nice cream. So what you do, some people freeze the bananas with the peel, but then from what I understand, you have to like run the bananas under hot water, and that kind of disturbs me in terms of like over consuming water. So I don't do it that way. I peel my bananas when they're nicely speckled brown. I don't think I have, yeah, I don't have any out right here. They're in my kitchen. So yeah, I basically peel a bunch of bananas, I throw them in the freezer, and then when I want to make myself a really nice cream, I will just pull the bananas out a few minutes early, and then just like, I mean, throw them in there in chunks, chunk it up. And nice cream, I mean, you can make so many different flavors. You can do a caramel ice cream with dates, or you can do just vanilla, or you can put like one of my favorites is apricots, fresh apricots in the bottom of the blender and frozen bananas on top. Oh my God, it's like the best ever. This one I'm just going to do, I think I put 5 bananas in here, and usually I use freshly pressed lemon juice, but this one is a bottled lemon juice. Be aware, and if you do buy bottled lemon juice, get the lemon juice that doesn't have like citric acid or other additives in it. Like you can find pure lemon juice. So I'm just adding about, I'd say like a quarter of a cup to the bottom. And this is going to make like a really nice lemon. It's more of a sorbet, to be, fair. It would be more like ice cream if you added like a few nuts in there, add almonds or cashews. So once you get this on here, you just want to be like hitting the tamper in each corner of the blender as you go. And if you have a food processor, you can make an ice cream as well. You just have to maybe let the bananas thaw out a little bit more than you would with the high-speed blender. So I'm going to start this. Sorry for the noise. So here we go. Like you have.
Look at that. Oh my God. It's so yum.
And like, get a nice pretty bowl. Presentation is very important.
Yes.
So you can just scoop it out. And I've done workshops with children teaching them this, like in France, which is like totally like foreign for them because France is a very like dairy focused country. All of the kids that have tried my ice cream love it. Like no exceptions. Absolutely no exceptions. Adults as well. So
Yes.
like out of all the recipes I
Mhm.
could share, this would be the one. So you just
Yeah.
have this beautiful, huge bowl of ice cream.
Yes, and they can eat as much as they want. So like let's say when you're buying store-bought ice cream, like you don't want them because it's rich in saturated fat, and but this one they can eat as much as they want because all they are eating is fruit. So and yes, it looks so delicious. So, I know like they have a brand of ice cream called So Delicious. Uh, so it is delicious than the So Delicious ice cream. That's what I meant to say. And and even like when it comes to weight management, like when you are like you don't have to feel guilty about eating this ice cream, and it's not that it is going to pack pounds like when you're eating such kind of foods. Like I make my ice creams in Vitamix, but recently, I think 2 years ago, I bought an Ninja Creamy, which
Oh,
which makes like a professional because I know like my son, he's 20 years, he loves ice cream, and I love ice cream too. So with the Ninja Creamy, it's really amazing. It just comes like a store-bought professional ice cream, and you can do so many things with it. Um, and in the bundle, there is also an ice cream recipes, like 31 flavors of ice cream recipes, which you can make, which is also available in this bundle. So like yeah, thank you for showing, because not many people will think, oh, maybe I cannot invest in the Ninja Creamy, but just as you showed, just having that Vitamix, like you could just make with any frozen fruit. Yeah.
yeah. And even if someone has like an old mixer that doesn't work very well, I'm sure that they can still make the ice cream with it. So don't feel intimidated if you don't have like fancy equipment. Probably like the mixer that you have at home, you can make it work. Just make sure you get the bananas where they're thawed out so they don't destroy your machine. But I've seen lots of people do it with like, 20-year-old food processors.
That's yeah, that's amazing. So, like you were just mentioning that in France, I know it's very uh, dairy friendly in the sense. Even that's how like I see India. Like I come from India, and like dairy is part and parcel of life. And
Mhm.
to teach kids or adults like consuming food without dairy is quite difficult. I mean to even make people understand. So like how do you help people over there? So if people want to reach you, what is the best way to reach you?
If people would like to reach me, the best way is to send me an email at contact@naturominta.com. Naturominta is Naturominta, and I'm thinking I should probably change it on my
So we are
screen.
putting, yeah, we are putting your links in the show notes. So
Oh,
people,
nice.
yeah, so people will get access to that. And we are also putting the link for the health bundle. So you can grab the health bundle from Alanna. We are putting her link here. So make sure you grab this wonderful resource. And with her book, obviously you're getting 80 more other resources, which you have seen us talking about like all through this past few days.
And your contribution is wonderful as well. I'm not sure if I imagine you've already spoken to your viewers about it, but it's a really important subject to bring up, heart health and blood pressure, and all of these things are linked.
Thank you so much. Yes, just yesterday, like I was on Chef AJ's show, and so I briefly talked about blood pressure and the contribution that I put in the bundle. So yesterday in Chef AJ's show, also I was so excited and was talking about your coloring book. Yes, and yesterday I showed a recipe with the buttercup squash. So I showed them how they can make custard or pudding with a
Yeah.
vegetable. So I took buttercup squash. So I was like, okay, B is for buttercup squash. And then I showed them like how buttercup squash looks like, and I demonstrated the recipe. And it is so delicious. So like you could you can make in couple minutes. That's the amazing thing, like where you can enjoy the fruit and vegetables. So eating more fruits and vegetables lowers your blood pressure. So like fruits and vegetables, they're rich in potassium, and potassium relaxes your blood vessels, which helps lower blood pressure. So that's
That's
amazing. And yes, eating that ice cream will lower your blood pressure. Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Alanna. And uh, yeah, we'll definitely touch base because I know like it's so important like for others to see how simple it is and how important it is like when it comes to weight management, and also like when it comes to taking care of families, how the simple tips and tricks, like it doesn't have to be difficult, and just by learning the simple tips and tricks, we can take control of our weight, we can take control of our health. So thank you so much for joining us. And thank you
Shobha.
guys. Yes. And thank and